How's it going, guys? Ndolger here, back again with another video. Today is a special one. We've reached 1,000 subscribers here in the channel. So to say thanks, I'm going to take a brief look at my man cave and where the magic happens every day here on the channel. Enjoy. Alright, it makes sense to start with the game wall. This is a culmination of my entire life's pursuit of video game related activities. I've got games ranging from the Nintendo Entertainment System all the way up to PS4, and that will continue beyond whatever the future holds. I've got various accessories, signs, trinkets, figures, all kinds of stuff. We'll break it down here right now. Let's take a look at my figure collection, starting with some amiibos. I have every single Smash Brothers amiibo released over the last few years. I think the only one I'm missing is Isabelle, and I'll eventually get her. But yeah, this is a pretty expensive hobby. I don't suggest most people try to go in on this. Thankfully, I had a Best Buy Gamer Club membership. I got a lot of these pretty cheap, and I ended up flipping a few, some of the rare ones early on. We've got Fox from Star Fox Adventures, who was a promo from the GameCube game. We've got Majora's Mask Dude from Majora's Mask for the 3DS release. We got Almond Celica here, and we've got Pyramid Head. So that's the Nintendo side. Now we're reaching over to the Sony PlayStation side. And anime, we've got Squall, we've got Trigun, we got Vash, we got Dark Souls Dude, Bioshock Big Daddy and Little Sisters. Ooh, Mitsuru from Persona 3, Zero, and then Rakasiel from Phantasy Star Online. Maybe I should have not said that and see if you guys could have guessed where she's from. And then finally, to wrap up the figure side, we've got a bunch of new in-box Season 1 amiibos that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just like the way they look. Alright, next up, let's take a look at what's on the walls. I forgot to mention my little dead Dreamcast here. Oh, Dreamcast, you're my favorite, bud. You have a good time there. We've got some PlayStation logos. I just ended up getting this for free somewhere. Kind of redundant with the PlayStation to the left. We got Namco. We got PlayStation. So I commissioned some signs because I just really like... I thought of what could I do for this wall? And, well, why not pay respect to all the developers of my childhood? Does anybody remember what Enix was? Am I that old? We've got Tri-Ace. Square before they were Squeenix. Sega, Atlas, all my favorite development houses. I suppose I need to put an Intelligent Systems up here. And then Nintendo, of course. A metal sign that's fashioned out of a question mark block. And then some marketing materials I picked up on eBay one time. Link and Kirby. Just a cool Chrono Trigger poster because I like Chrono Trigger a lot. And then probably my favorite item on this wall. This is commissioned by me. My wife made this for me. This is all of the playable characters of Final Fantasy III for Super Nintendo. My favorite game of all time. By far. Really cool. I will treasure this always. Next up, we've got Plushies, Plushie Mania. I'm not actually a big fan of these, but somehow I ended up collecting a bunch. We've got Nico from Trigun. We got Happiness Bunny from Shin-Chan. Gizmo. Stuff I want at the fair. We've got some Pokemon. Ooh, that's a good time to stop. Let's find all the Pokemon after we meet Hamtaro. Hey Hamtaro, what's up, bud? We've got Squirtle, we've got Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Eevee. Let's find some more. Rowlet, Poplio, Pichu, Raichu, Firecat thing, I don't remember his name, Mega Pikachu. And then finally some others up top here on this bookshelf. We got some giant Yoshis, courtesy of Dave & Buster's. Shout out to Dave & Buster's. That's a different topic, guys. I should probably make a video on how to win stuff at Dave & Buster's. Hey, it's Kirby. What's up, buddy? I don't know why Hello Kitty's here. There's Mario. Boo. Yarn Yoshi. Some little Yoshis. Mario and Luigi. Toad. DK's hanging out. We got some things from Pac-Man. And then Sonic series. Tails. Sonic. Shadow. Knuckles. And Ren and Stimpy, because why not? Round out the accessories before we get to the video game section. We've got Nintendo Power Volume 1. We've got some gold and silver amiibos over there. Some other various artifacts. I didn't bother dusting completely, sorry. We've got old things from Nintendo's now defunct reward program. We've got Hanafuda cards, some playing cards, and then some Yoshis and Toads. And this thing, if anybody else has this DS mannequin hand, I will be surprised, because it's a very rare collectible. There were some contests you could do with DS, and then some more amiibos, and again some pins from that now defunct Nintendo reward program. Coming down a little bit, we've got some more amiibos, Yarn Yoshi series. This is my attempt at painting. That didn't work out well. He's okay. I've got a blue Yoshi. You could probably tell I like Yoshi. And then we've got the Link series, and Ocarina. And then, stepping back a bit, this is every single strategy guide ever released and published from Nintendo. Yes, I'm a bit insane. Take a look at my website for details on links to where you can get these. I'm pretty sure I have every single one. Now, some of them could be in better condition, but this was an ordeal. That was about a 1.5, 2-year effort to get all of that. And then we come down even more. I have various artifacts from EGM and Expert Gamer publications that came out in the 90s. You can probably tell my age just from that. And then Electronic Gaming Monthly, which was the king of game magazines, in my opinion. And then next up, we've got 2 more shelves of Nintendo Power. Let me scale back just a bit here. That is the entire collection of Nintendo Power, guys. That took me a very long time as well. It's one of my to-do items, is to make a page on my website about that. But there you go. And then finally, the last shelf, I've got some art books. I like art books. A lot of times you get these art books as pre-orders for games, and sometimes I've just picked them up as gifts from other folks and things like that. So that's my magazine set. And there's my cat. Hey, Lucy. Next up, we've got my Nintendo bookshelf collection, which holds games from NES all the way up to Switch. Let's take a look. Nintendo 64. If there's any console that epitomizes my childhood, it is N64, without a doubt. There are no losers here in this collection, guys. I love every single one of these games for different reasons. A lot of multiplayer games. N64 was just such a wonderful console. I really wish Nintendo would do a better job of bringing back some of these titles to their Virtual Console series. They've done a few, but I mean, things like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Turok 2, I mean, you name it. A lot of these you can't play anymore, like Rogue Squadron. Rogue Squadron was such an awesome game. Of course, Banjo-Kazooie as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of things here. Blast Corps. Blast Corps is such an awesome game. Shadows of the Empire. These are things that you'll never be able to play anymore because of licensing hell. So, I love got Game Boy Advance here. Game Boy Advance. I don't think I have anything here that I haven't opened, which is pretty rare. You'll see in the next upcoming sections. I ended up becoming a collector more than a player, and that's just a byproduct of time and losing the ability to play. I think the only thing that's sealed here is this Mario Kart. I loved Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance was fantastic. Right above it, I've got some Super Nintendo cartridges that you can't see. This was like the early days of my childhood. And we've got Final Fantasy II. We'll just look at a sampling of these things. We've got Chrono Trigger. This is a pretty good sample here. And then Final Fantasy III. Wow, those are probably some of the best games on the system. So, let's go down a little bit. There's a few that I have in box. There you go. Ooh, big shout out to Super Mario RPG. That's a really good game. A bunch of DS up here in the corner. Wow. I had no idea I had this many DS games. And surprisingly, I played most of them. Great console. Highly recommend it. I don't know if it holds up in today's world, but at the time, I had a lot of fun with it. We got a Game Boy camera there with some cats. I don't know what they're doing there. Some other things. We've got Wii U and Switch. My Switch collection is not very big. Mainly because I just don't have the time to play. Wii U is even smaller. About the same. Well, no, there's more down here. And then probably my favorite generation is GameCube. This is when I started actually collecting things to the point where I'm not actually playing them anymore. But Just a fantastic system. And then, not so fantastic is the Wii era. I do actually own a lot of Wii games, but looking back, kind of blah. So there you have it, guys. That's my Nintendo collection. Let's segue to the Sega and Sony side of my bookshelf by looking at some consoles I own. That's a new Nintendo DS XL Legend of Zelda edition. We've got a Super Nintendo Classic. I've got a couple more DS's. I don't know why I own so many 3DS's. I got a Genesis collection, and then I've got an NES Classic as well. Now entering 1999, where Dreamcast was king. Well, maybe not. It never actually was king because nobody bought enough of it, and Xbox entered the fray and took them down. A big reason why I don't like Xbox, and I have never owned a single Xbox console, because they, along with PlayStation 2, destroyed Sega's hardware business. And I'm kind of salty about it, 20 years later. We got some figures here. Hey, what's up, bud? I don't remember your name, but you're from Persona 5. And next, we've got some PlayStation 1. Ooh, there's a lot of good, rare, expensive RPGs in this section here. Pretty exciting, including these Lunar box kits, Arc the Lad, and some Black Label Final Fantasies. PlayStation 3's here. We've got PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Here's my PlayStation 3 collection. Pretty good console. I mean, I owned the original one, which allowed you to play backwards compatibility with PlayStation 2 and 1. Got some more amiibos. I just got so much junk hanging around here. PlayStation 4. I probably should like organize this in a more logical way, but I've got PlayStation 2 down here, which is ironic because I never actually owned PlayStation 2, guys. Isn't that kind of weird that I own all these games? I never owned a PlayStation 2. PSP. Yeah, again, it was because I was kind of salty over Sony killing Dreamcast. I just kind of skipped that era. And I was kind of poor at the time. PlayStation 4, and then PlayStation 3. More stuff. Alright, we're getting to my wife's stuff at this point. This is her Deadpool. She loves Deadpool and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. We got some trolls, and these are my baseballs. What is that? That's a Zelda carrying case for Switch, I believe. We'll get to my sports obsession in a minute, but that's when Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship. Hooray, LeBron. We've got some box sets from various things. 3DS. This is Fate Special Edition. Yes, I did play the third part, and yes, it is pretty awful. But overall, I liked Fates. We've got Super Smash Brothers. Three Houses I haven't finished. I haven't actually played Echoes. And then Bravely Default, I was not a big fan of the second game. I did manage to finish the first. I'm just getting old, guys. Xenoblade Chronicles never even got past the first hour. And then there's Persona 5 and some anime, which we'll get to next. Why not? Let's talk about anime now. It's anime time. Once upon a time, in the early 2000s, I bought a bunch of anime. Thanks, rightstuff.com. Hobby didn't hold up well. I'm actually not much of an anime fan. You want to know why, guys? Mainly because most of it's just straight out utter garbage. I mean, it just kind of is. Gungrave's a really good show. I highly suggest checking that out. And I'm just a big Tenchi fan. But other than that, there's a lot of bad anime out there, guys. I do like my Yu Yu Hakusho collection. But if anybody wants to buy any of these sets, let me know, because this takes up a lot of space. Let's finish up with anime. We've got some wall art here. We've got Attack on Titan. That's my wife's poster. We've got Lucy here. Lucy's from Elfen Lied. She's kind of a psycho. And then we've got, I don't remember the name of that anime. Huh. I want to say Noir? And then, as you can see, a bunch of wall space. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I really don't know. You guys have any ideas? On this side, we've got some posters. This is a puzzle? This is a puzzle. This is a Zelda world map. And then we've got just a world map from Dark Souls 1, I think. And then some more Zelda stuff. One of the shared passions me and my wife have is a love of music. And what better way to love music, then buy Rock Band stuff. A lot of Rock Band paraphernalia here. We got a keyboard, guitar, drum kit, an actual Mind-Eye drum kit, and then some banners from my wife. She's the guitar player. She's got a real guitar here. And if we scan to the side, this is her wall. I gave her one wall. She gets one wall. Everybody gets one. These are all her guitars and bass guitars. And yeah, she can't say I didn't give her some. Finally, my last major passion is sports. I've got some Indians paraphernalia here. That's what you get when you're born in Ohio. You're forced to love rooting for teams that, for the most part, are terrible and never win anything. But I had a good time when I was a kid. Ohio State's won a few championships, and then LeBron came to town, and when I'm ever feeling sad, I just look at this, and it brightens my day. Thanks, LeBron. Too bad you didn't stick around, but what you gonna do? Some pennants, some stuff from the Cleveland Browns. Maybe they'll win something, and I'll get to put a plaque up somewhere, but there you have it. And then finally, some autographed helmets. I don't know if you can see that. I like this one. This is my Jim Brown helmet. And there you go. We have a bunch of loose DVDs just hanging out over the place. Some are anime, some are videos, some are series. So, I don't know. It's just all kinds of stuff. I'd like to get rid of all this crap. With the era of streaming, I don't want any of these DVDs anymore. But I got them. I got Blu-rays and DVDs all over the place. What you gonna do, guys? Let's take a look at the actual room itself. We've got a nice bed here as well as a sectional sofa, which, shout out to Home Reserve. They sell modular furniture, so this is a nice sectional piece that it's really difficult to get up a bunch of stairs up here. Mad props to them. We've got my television. And then all of my classic game consoles. We've got a DVD, Blu-ray player here, a Dreamcast, a Super Nintendo, a GameCube, a Wii, a PlayStation 2, which is my wife's. This is what she brought to the table, guys. It's why I married her. I didn't have this, so I had to marry her for it. And then a Nintendo 64. All controlled by this little switcher up here, which I probably should label. It's pretty fun. That'll do it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me here, taking a look at my pad, waxing nostalgic and whatnot. If you're interested in any of the items I've shown here, I've got some links in the video description where you can purchase them or get more information on some of the things I talked about. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.